Every popular music artist seems to get a documentary about their life, with the usual talking heads and recollections of their rise, hit songs, and occasional failures. And now Pharrell Williams has gotten one titled Piece by Piece. However, he and director Morgan Neville have taken a slightly different approach and done the entire thing with Lego animation. It should be noted that when Warner Brothers decided to no longer make Lego movies, Universal snapped up the rights in 2020, but have been surprisingly quiet about their movie plans with those iconic bricks. So the fact that this is their first Lego movie, released under their specialty label Focus Features, is a curious development. However, how does the film itself stack up? For the most part, Piece by Piece still follows along the lines of your usual music documentary. We get a lot of interviews with Williams and his cohorts as he recounts his life story, how he got into the music industry, his rise, his struggles, and his successes. Those looking for a really big deep dive won't find that here. The decision to make it with Lego allows the filmmakers to recreate moments of his life that would have required photographs and archival videos to get the point across. They can visually portray them and even do some interesting things with the Lego pieces. The animation team also remains faithful to the look of Lego, and it's fun looking at the background details and spotting the parts we might have had in our own toy boxes. Even though the people who made the earlier Lego movies are not involved with Piece by Piece, they've mostly kept to that same aesthetic, with the animators replicating the stop motion of homemade Lego shorts, and they do a number of creative things with them too. I did find some amusement out of the visual gags, including the way they incorporate some remarks made by the interviewees. The funniest moment involves a clever meta-gag relating to Snoop Dogg's introduction. Something I should probably mention is that I'm not all that familiar with most of Pharrell Williams' musical output. The main songs of his I know are Blurred Lines, only because Weird Al Yankovic parodied it as Word Crimes, and his contributions to the Despicable Me soundtracks. Watching this documentary though, I was surprised to learn how many famous songs he was involved with over his career. So I'm looking at this largely as an outsider, although his rise did not strike me as that different from other musicians and singers. We see the early struggles, trying to prove himself to music producers, then the hit song that takes off, and him having success after success. I don't know if I necessarily learned that much about him, but you do get a basic sense of his creative process, if only slightly, and also how he collaborates with other musical artists. Aside from a moment where an album of his flops, and times when he held himself back, the film does largely stick to happy talk. We also get a brief bit about corporate interests leading him astray, but like a lot of the movie, it rushes through this. They try to pack a lot into the 93-minute runtime, and it largely rests on the Lego imagery to keep one's interest. That's what helps this stand out a little from your typical music documentary, even as it follows a similar format to many of them. And it is interesting that every single frame in this movie is Lego. Even television appearances are animated with Lego rather than just playing the clip for us. And while this was done with the approval of the Lego group, they did allow the film to tackle some serious subject matter, including the Black Lives Matter protests. Meanwhile, the musical numbers have the appropriate level of energy to them, and unsurprisingly is when the film most pops. The filmmakers show some creativity in how these songs are staged and reinvent them for the movie, including Happy. Williams wrote some new original songs for the movie, with the title theme serving as the big triumphant moment. I don't know if his fans will learn anything new about him in Piece by Piece, and it is obvious they glossed over a ton of things. Nonetheless, it's admirable that Pharrell Williams did not want to go the usual music documentary route and wanted to use this not only to reflect on his life and how he got to this point, but also as a way to celebrate what Lego is capable of. He reportedly worked closely with the Lego group to create these pieces that would reflect his life, and these new additions do feel like they could have come out of the box. One of the reasons Lego remains so appealing is that you can pretty much use the bricks and minifigures to let your imagination run free and do anything you want with them. That was what the first Lego movie did a particularly good job of showcasing. So if someone wants to use the Lego for the entirety of their music documentary, that's also a worthwhile way to utilize them. By the way, this won't be the only film about Williams' life we'll be getting in as many months, as a biographical film inspired by his childhood is currently scheduled to be released in May and is being directed by Michel Gondry. In any case, Piece by Piece is a solid animated film that may not depart too heavily from the music documentary playbook in its structure, but the use of Lego is nonetheless appreciated.